Your microphone is off, Eric. Your microphone, bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a picture of a microphone and a camera. Click on both of them.
Hi, can you hear me? I don't think my camera's working. Hang on.
Okay, I can hear you. Your microphone's off again. Okay, I think I hear you.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. A lot of calls today, back-to-back calls. So, and I have another one after you, so it's been a long day. I was trying to read your notes. I don't think you gave me a lot of information. What are we talking about? Who are you? What are we talking about? Where do you live? What kind of business you run? Give me some detail, please.
I don't actually. Isn't this the group thing? This is the link that I got. So I was looking to do the group. I didn't realize this was a
Oh, you're an
individual
hour and
call.
a half late.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
gosh.
8 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, this was the only link that I was sent when
Yeah,
I
no,
paid.
it's the right link, but you are an hour and a half late. It was here, but it was an hour and 15 minutes ago. But I do have the recording.
Okay.
Um, okay. So,
Then how did I get the? Is this for the individual? Because
while the individual and the
from what?
group are the same link, you know, they're both on Zoom, but at different times.
Right. Okay.
While I have you, let's take a couple of seconds to find out what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Okay. I've been following you on TikTok, and I'd like to start a business. I just
Okay.
don't know what. The only one that kind of interests me out of the list that you had given, say, like 10 suggestions of the best companies to start was and I had kind of liked the fresh dog food.
Okay.
Um, so I didn't. So I kind of wanted to maybe focus on that, or if there were other recommendations that you
Okay.
had.
Okay. Yeah, quite a few actually. Now, healthy dog food is at the bottom of the list. Why did you choose something at the bottom of the list and not the top of the list?
Um, Good question. I'm not
Hmm,
really sure.
okay.
I thought it would probably be the easiest out of the 10, and something that I could actually get behind.
Okay.
Um, the others seemed like it was more that other people were doing it, I guess, and you're just running the company or you're just the owner, and I don't know anything about that. Like I thought, hey, the dog food is something that I'd be able to make. I do meal prepping, so it's basically instead of for people, it would be for animals, and it was something more that I could just start on my own in my home.
Right. So, in other words, Eric, forgive me for saying this. You want to turn my idea, my great business idea, into a job.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. Why
Good
do you want to turn
observation.
a great business idea into a job? We got to look at your mindset.
Oh, I bet probably because I wouldn't know any other way of doing it.
Right. But then again, you know, and most people say, well, Leo, I know nothing about bookkeeping. I know nothing about painting. I know nothing about digital products. And my response would be, well, do you know how to motivate people? Do you have any visionary skills? Do you have communication skills? Can you communicate ideas to your future potential clients? because that's what you need to start a business, right? I don't need you to be a bookkeeper. We're going to hire great bookkeepers in the Philippines, right?
Okay.
So in other words, if let's say let's say you were a painter. Let's change the subject a little bit because I need you to understand this fully. Leo, I'm a great painter. I've been painting in California for 40 years. I'm the best cutter. I'm the best roller. There's nobody else can do a great job, can do a better job than I can. Leo, can you help me start a painting business? And I would say, no, you're disqualified from starting a painting business. Now, why would I say that? Why would I disqualify you to starting a painting business if you've been painting for 40 years?
It would just be a job because they actually
Well,
are
you would
doing it
turn my
versus having other
idea into
people.
a job, and if
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
doing your employees' work, who's doing the CEO's work,
Exactly.
right? And the reason why I chose painting is because most franchises, and I just got off a Zoom call with a franchisee who's bought several franchises. Even painting franchises, you pay $100,000 to buy the franchise. The most that they make is $600 to $800,000 in revenue, right? $600 to $800,000 in revenue at 10% net profit. You might as well get a job. And why did you pay $100,000 to buy a job? It makes no sense. And the reason for that is most people who are buying these franchises are buying them with the intention of holding a paintbrush. And 40 years later, they're still doing $600,000 in revenue. Okay. Our businesses we design, I'm embarrassed if you don't get to $5 million in 2 or 4 years. I'm embarrassed for you because I did a horrible job helping you. Okay. So that's the difference. And I'll promise you, if you started, let's say, a bookkeeping company, and I find you, I call you and I say I want to speak with Eric. Oh, he's just, you know, helping a client entering numbers into, QuickBooks. You will be fired on the spot. No, I'm serious. For doing your employees' work, right? Your job as a CEO, your job as the owner is to play golf or have lunch with or go see clients. Your job is front facing, not in the back room entering numbers in the box. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And that's why we have a 1% failure rate when everybody else has a 96% failure rate. Okay. So what I'll do is you've clicked the group mentoring link on my TikTok profile, correct? You paid for it?
Yes.
Okay. So did you do that recently? Because when did you click on that link?
Today,
Today,
earlier in the day.
earlier in the day. So I sent you a link, but you probably saw the wrong time, and that's why you joined the wrong time. But you didn't lose anything. I'm gonna send you the Zoom link. At the bottom of the email that I sent you has the workbooks and the continuous learning library and all those things. So please prepare that for the next meeting next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and try and have some of that work done. And if you have any questions, you have my calendar link. We can sit down to discuss it.
Okay.
Okay. Any quick questions for me at this point?
Sure. Could you tell me a little bit about what you've done or your businesses or what?
Sure. I started my first construction business when I was 17, made my first million before I was 25. Since then, we've helped create 1,000 millionaires in the consulting space. We design and build businesses. We've helped $100 million companies. We're currently helping a a company that's spending $50,000 a month on pay-per-click campaigns to reduce that and do more of that organically. And we're going to reduce their marketing budget at the same time, 10x their business over the next couple of years. So we help people start businesses and grow businesses. It doesn't sound like you've watched a lot of my videos on TikTok, have you?
No, I have not.
Okay. So, we talk a lot about that. Watch some of those videos and be careful. There's always scammers on my profile. They usually have little pictures saying, meet me on Instagram. That's not me. Even though it has my name, my face, my videos and everything, that's not me. I never ask you to jump on TikTok. Sorry, on Telegram. Okay. All the communication that I do is on Zoom. That way you can see my face, you can see my lips move. If you want to make sure it's not a video, you can say, Leo, touch your nose twice, touch your ears twice, whatever. Then you know it's a live video. Because scammers will use video. Okay.
Okay, so as far as like the ideas of that you had mentioned as bookkeeper, I believe there was a handyman service.
Yep.
You'd offered the dog food. How does that get started? It's basic. And what is the cost behind it that you're basically in charge, and then you're finding like you're subcontracting this work out. So like in the dog food thing, you would find a company that
Not
like
always subcontracting. A lot of times it's employees, because when you use subcontractors, they can't wear a uniform. And as soon as they wear a uniform, they're no longer subcontractors. And now you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to your government. So there's advantages, disadvantages, and I talk a lot about that in some of the videos, and we talk a lot about that in the group as well. So
okay,
you're trying to accomplish too much. One of the first things I'm going to ask you to do is start with two different spreadsheets. The first spreadsheet that I'm going to help you create, but you're going to start it on your own, is a skills and asset inventory. It's on the link that I sent you. Okay. I'm also going to ask you to read certain books. Okay. The second spreadsheet is you're going to create, or I've given you a template, and you're going to compare at least 10 different businesses together. Then you're going to measure those 10 businesses or 12 businesses in 20 different ways. Quality of life, how much money you're going to make, the types of employees, all the things, all the different ways you should be measuring businesses. Okay. So those spreadsheets will help you make future decisions. And that's why they're so important.
okay. How long does this process take from
It takes as long as you want it to take, and group is generally the slowest way to start a business. But it's also good because if you click on the individual, will work much faster. It's a one-to-one conversation like this, and normally I can see you because it's I'm a visual guy, and I like talking to people, and I like to see who I'm speaking with. So we can go a lot faster. We can go at your speed individually, but in group, and if you go individual, you also get free access to group. So you get best of both worlds that way, because you should never start a business alone. And I think that contributes to the failure rate.
okay,
Does that make sense?
it does.
Okay. You're going to have a lot more questions, and we're going to answer all those questions. But those spreadsheets are the first thing you need to do. What's the most important factor in starting any business?
Probably the thought behind it or the preparation.
Yeah, but that's not it. What's the most important factor in starting any business?
No idea. Or it's something you want to do or something you like or can you live with.
No, actually, that's a negative. That's not a positive.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah. The most important factor in starting any business is trust. Trust. People do business with people they know well and trust. So one of the first things you're going to do is start building trust by start getting a following, right? This is why my videos get me in front of 20 million future potential clients every 10 to 14 days. I'm going to teach you to do the same. So at this point, I don't care what type of business you want to start. The first thing we do is we start building trust, right? You want to start building trust with clients you're going to need 3 to 5 years down the road or next month. Okay.
Okay, I have an odd question then. If something like the bookkeeping is your employees are the people actually doing the work are in the Philippines, how is trust built when you're technically not like you're not the face behind the company doing the actual whatever the work is?
But you are the face creating the videos, or your marketing department are the people who are creating the videos and creating the content and creating the trust, right? Then your salespeople are the ones going to your client's office and sitting down with them at least once a month to figure out what's going on in their business. Because when you sit down with someone and you ask, well, how's your day? Well, I've got this client, he never pays me on time, or I've got this employee, I've got headaches. Then they just gave you an opportunity to upsell them on a different service. So those face-to-face interactions are crucial, right? And I talk a lot about this on other videos.
Okay. When you say videos and following, what I would be doing is creating a following like on social media.
Yeah,
And
either
it's
we hire 10 social media managers to work on your behalf, or if you don't want to be the face, if you are really that shy, if you notice, I've created a lot of AI generated videos on my TikTok, so we can do the same thing for you. And that's one of the topics we had for today was how to create, and I did a live demo how to do that. So if you want to be shy, and I don't agree with that strategy, but if you want to be shy and you don't want to show your face on social media, we have a strategy for that. But hopefully you will change your mind very quickly, hopefully. Because people want to do business with people they know well and trust. Trust
gotcha.
is a major factor in business. 40 years ago, when I started my construction business, you bought trust. You bought TV commercials, you bought radio commercials, you bought newspaper ads. And people were kind of gullible. Okay, if you can afford TV commercials, you must be good, right? But today, people are very sophisticated and people don't trust, pay-per-click campaigns anymore. Well, I'll give you an example. We're currently helping a client that, the client that I said, spends $50,000 a month. They used to spend a lot less, but now they're spending more and more because they're getting a 1% return. 1%. It's incredibly bad, right? So we're teaching them how to do it organically. And organic, I'm positive we're going to be able to 10x their business, multiply their business by 10 by using organic. And that's the same thing I'm going to teach you to do. So are you really that shy, Eric?
No, not at all. I was actually, this is, I guess, I need to do more research. I had actually thought this was beginning like a small business. I didn't realize that I'm basically advertising, I'm doing marketing to attract business,
Well,
I
yeah. How
guess.
else are you going to get clients? Either you have a fortune and you do pay-per-click campaigns, you do some type of marketing or advertising, because the biggest problem any business faces is attracting new clients. So how are you going to attract new clients?
No, of course, but that would be in this, like, I'm looking at it as, okay, well, I run, like, I'm a bookkeeper, or I have a company with employees that are bookkeepers. So, of
Okay.
course, then it's like advertising basically.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't have,
how are you going to advertise? Let's say,
oh, like TikTok or YouTube, of course. I understand that part, but you're
Okay.
advertising basically yourself. Hey, this is Eric, my bookkeeping company. We do this, that, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
you discuss it. But that means it's my company. I am a bookkeeper and I have employees that do bookkeeping. In my case, I don't have any of that. Or this like so it's not so what am I advertising or going to see like what am I advertising about? Like
Eric, you need to watch some of the videos because I've actually created videos talking about that. And I mean, if you want to watch, uh, let me share a video with you, videos that I posted on TikTok. Uh, I think I forgot to click on I have to redo it. Share screen. Okay. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
yes.
Got this. That's not the video that I was looking for. Um, some of these are not posted yet, so maybe the one that I'm thinking. Imagine. My people post a lot of videos as well. That's for a home building business. Imagine the struggle. Digital products.
So besides advertising, like this is obviously
Oh, sorry. Hold your question for a second.
all
Here,
right.
here it is. See that's one that's promoting um a bookkeeping company.
Okay.
I didn't. We don't have to promote Eric's name because Eric is not the company. Eric is the owner of the company. And if you design a company around yourself, you'll never be able to go on holidays because everybody wants to do business with the owner, right? If you want, a gold-plated jail cell, then promote yourself as the company. Otherwise, don't do it, right? Because it's your employees that do the work, not the owner. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm just losing. I think, like, again, I'll have to go back and look at the videos and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I'm losing the connection because if the trust is, if you want your face is out there, so people are
It's
trusting
got
you.
nothing to do with your face.
No,
It's got to
but
do
it's
with
your
what you're going to accomplish or what you have accomplished.
okay, but how does one like, how does a person like myself that hasn't accomplished any of this, how am I advertising, say, for bookkeeping? And then how do I get in contact with the actual people doing bookkeeping? They're coming to me for their for me to market their services.
No, 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 no. We're going to help you hire a team in the Philippines, as I mentioned. We're going to help you hire local supervisors here who know your tax laws, who know what needs to be done in terms of helping, the painting company or the booking or the manufacturing company or the automotive dealership, whatever business it is, they're going to know the dealership, right? We're going to use a tax strategy lawyer to create the overall strategy, then the supervisor and your teams in the Philippines to implement those strategies. You're trying to do too much right now. This is going to confuse the hell out of you, and you're going to get frustrated.
Yeah, yeah, I'm really, I'm so freaking confused.
Yeah.
How, who, okay, who, when, and how does all this stuff, like, who pays for all this? Like, who pays as far as, like, when, how
The
much money
client, the
would I
client
need
does.
to?
Well,
Okay,
generally,
so,
we ask people to have about a $50,000 line of credit to start a $5 million business.
okay, how long until I start seeing returns?
It depends on how many followers you have, right?
Okay,
But if you're going to go with Wild Ledger Lion, one of the brands we're helping promote, and you're really not ready for this conversation because you should have watched at least 30 of my videos or 40 of my videos, because I'm answering questions I've already answered in the videos many times, and you're taking things out of context. So things are very confusing right now. If there was a natural progression, then you wouldn't be as confused right now. Did I answer your question?
no, because I'm really confused. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
I'm so confused.
Exactly. So again, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a skills and asset inventory spreadsheet, right? The second one is, comparing 10 different businesses together. And once you measure those businesses in at least 20 different ways, a clear business is going to, appear to you and make sense to you. Then you're going to choose those businesses. Then we're going to help you design the business blueprint. At the same time, you're creating content, or the social media managers we hire on your behalf are creating content to get you to at least 100,000 followers before we even dream of launching a business. I'm assuming you have a full-time job today.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to keep that full-time job because you don't want to be raping the company that you started, because that company needs funds. And a lot of the funds that you create, or a lot of the sales you create, and if you're going to go with bookkeeping, we have subcontractors in place today. If someone wants to do the work, the subcontractor does the work, and you get a 30% commission. And then we're going to pick a launch date. So let's say you're going to pick January of 2026. On January 1st of 2026, you have a team, and those contracts automatically get transferred to your team. On January 1st, 2026. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Watch some of the videos. You have my calendar link if you have any other questions. And we'll see you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. And I'll send you today's recording so you get a sense of what we talked about today.
Great. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay. Have a good night. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay, bye.